We begin this Friday with comprehensive live coverage of the police action to end the protest that blockades Ottawa, still on day 22. All the angles covered for you this morning. Live looks right there at the core of the blockade and the site that is seen as the logistics center for protesters. That's what you see there with the white tents. Of course, all of it is white, I suppose, with the snow that's fallen on Ottawa overnight. But it is the tents in the baseball stadium near Coventry Road. As we look at this, what Ottawa police are calling the secure zone. Here's the map. It shows you the boundaries. Wellington Street, including Parliament Hill, Bronson Avenue to the west, the Rideau Canal to the east, and the Queensway to the south. Now, Ottawa police have 100 checkpoints in place around that perimeter, a hardened perimeter, and they promise to allow people in, only those who work and live in the zone. But they're going to keep out anyone who's trying to get in to reinforce the protest. They've also blocked all of the entrances, the exits from the Trans-Canada Highway that would lead to downtown Ottawa. Protesters already under arrest this morning, including two of the organizers.
Lich? Yes. I'm good. Talk to you here for a second. Oh boy. So you're Just ask you back up, sir. Should you guys ask you to back up, please? Just back up there. Thank you.
That is Tamara Lich, as she was taken into police custody last night. The video posted on social media by a Twitter account associated with the blockade. She is one of the most important voices for the protest. She's been front and center at news conferences over the last 3 weeks. The Canadian Press reports she's charged with counseling to commit mischief and quotes her lawyer as saying Lich will remain in custody. Now, this video is from earlier in the evening. Organizer Chris Barber, as he was taken into police custody. The social media account, Freedom Convoy 22, says Barber is facing 3 charges: counseling to commit mischief, obstruction, and counseling to commit obstruction. There is no firm update yet from Ottawa police on the number of protesters now in custody, but the interim chief, Steve Bell, is warning protesters once more to clear out or risk arrest.
We will continue to increase our actions until ultimately everyone is gone from that area. That area is returned to the citizens of Ottawa, and we have normalcy in the downtown core. We have a very deliberate plan that will be methodical and will take time for us to progress through to be able to completely remove anyone from the core. So what I can tell you is this weekend will look very different than the past 3 weekends. We want people to peacefully leave, but I can tell you that if they do not peacefully leave, we have plans, strategies, and tactics to be able to get them to leave.
So again,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I come back. Hi, Thomas Dagg. I'm sorry. Thomas, I want to introduce you inside that secure zone. Good to see you, as we're going to get your seeing and hearing. We were just playing Steve Bell, Thomas, and he was indicating plans, strategies, tactics in place. We don't know exactly what they are, but he's also said action is imminent. So what are you seeing at this early 6 a.m. Eastern hour?
It's all quiet at this point, Heather. A lot of people still waking up, you would expect, here in the protest zone just adjacent to Parliament Hill. Still, though, I should say, we just got here just a short while ago, and there are still big rigs and vehicles and trucks parked as far as the eye can see here on Wellington. Police not visibly moving in at this point, but I will say, just to get where we are, we had to show ID. We had to say why we were coming here. This is part of the new enforcement over the past 24 hours that Ottawa Police, along with Ontario Provincial Police and RCMP, have started bringing in, checking who's coming in, who's coming out, with upwards of 100 checkpoints here in the downtown core of Ottawa, covering upwards of 3 square kilometers, trying to ensure that no one can get in to party this weekend. No one can get in to increase the numbers of protesters. Those who have left are not expected to be allowed to get back in, with those arrests having started yesterday. And we expect, perhaps this morning, that will continue, Heather. But so far, the police operation, as far as we can see, appears to be on hold as the weather is also playing a part.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit, if we would, Thomas. It's really good to have you there. And on the screen right now, we're seeing the live shots, but also the secured area to give people an idea. You are within that zone, heavily secured with the checkpoints. The thing that we've heard from Interim Chief Steve Bell is that this weekend, Thomas, will not look anything like what we've seen in the nation's capital over the last 3 weekends. So that would seem to indicate, to use his word again, that things are imminent. And yet, the weather, 20 to 30 centimeters of snow, how could that affect things?
Yeah, certainly complicating matters for police. The fact that if you just walk around the downtown core here in Ottawa, let alone try to drive around, it is slippery. There is upwards of, I would say, 20 centimeters of snow on the ground that fell overnight, still falling at this hour, and there is ice just underneath the snow. So really difficult to move around, if you can move around. Still windy, and Ottawa is still under winter storm warning with another upwards of 5 centimeters and reduced visibility. So again, if police want to move a step closer to clearing out this encampment, carrying out more arrests today, the weather is going to play a part, at least for the coming hours, because it is blustery out here, Heather.
Thomas, stand by. We're going to be talking to you often over the course of our program today. Really appreciate your being right there in the zone for us.